Let's move on into the question number 8 of your book back exercise problem in the unit 1 electrostatics. The question is, the electrostatic potential is given as a function of x in the figure A and B. So you have two figures A and B. I have just drawn the first figure alone. Calculate the corresponding fields in the region A, B, C and D and plot the field as a function of x for the figure B. So let us first consider the first figure number A, and this is the region A here, this is the region B, this is region C and this is region D. So you have to find for this A, B, C and D region, what you have to calculate is the electrostatic potential. So the electrostatic potential is V, which is given with respect to the electric field as electric field is equal to minus of dV by dx. So electrostatic potential is given here in the y-axis and the x-axis is x value. So dV by dx, dV is change along the y-axis and dx is change along the x-axis. So for the first region A, it starts from this point and till this point in the y-axis. So in the y-axis, the initial point is, it is 6 here, this line is 6, so 7, 8. So this point is 8. And the final point, it moves down towards this, and as it is getting decreased and it goes till this point is 5 in the y-axis. So my change in the dV value is initial point 8, final point is 5. So the change in V value should be V2 minus V1, that is final value minus initial value. So it is 5 minus 8 minus of 5 minus 8 divided by, and in the x value, the change in the x value is from this point to this point. So it is 0 to 0.2. Again, final value minus initial value. So it is minus of 5 minus 8 is minus 3 divided by 0.2. Minus into minus becomes plus. So it is plus 3 by 0.2. To remove decimal, I am going to multiply this by 10 and divide by 10. It is 30 by 2, which is simply 15. It is plus 15, which is the electric field value E for the region A. Similarly, go in for the region B. So for the region B, there is no slope and this can be given by C. Y value for the initial point is from here and ends up here, the B region. So initial point in the y-axis is 5 and the final point is also 5. So it is 5 minus 5 divided by, in the x-axis, see in the y-axis it is the same line 5, and in x-axis you have to see here it is 0.2 to 0.4. So 0.4 minus 0.2. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 anything but divide by any number, it is simply 0. So the electric field value for the B region is constant. By the slope itself you can see. So it is 0 simply. So for the region C, see the initial point is here and the final point is here. So for this, so you definitely have a slope here, and the for point, initial point, the x and y axis values are, see in x axis it is 0.4 and for y it is in the y axis the value is 5, and for the point at the top in the C region the y axis value is 7 and the x axis value is 0.6. So you have to go for the electric field value, which is change in the y-axis by change in the x-axis. So it is minus of change in the y-axis. It is final value minus initial value. So 7 minus 5 divided by change in the x-axis. Again, final value minus initial value in the x-axis. This is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So change in the x, which is 0.6 minus 0.4. So 7 minus 5 is this minus, as such 7 minus 5 is 2. 0.6 minus 0.4 is 0.2. So to remove the, it is minus 0.2 by 0.2. To remove the decimal, multiply by 10 and divide by 10, you get minus 20 by 2. It is simply 10. So the electric field value in the region C is minus 10. Minus 10, the unit is volt per meter. So let us move on into the region D. So for the region, again D, the slope is like this, and the ending point is, see, it is in the y-axis 1, x-axis also 1. So 1 comma 1, and in the initial point it is 0.6 in the x-axis and 7 in the y-axis. So this is the initial and final coordinates. It is x, y, x1, y1. It is x2, y2. So for this case, again, difference in the y value, that is minus of y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is minus of y2 is 1 here. So it is 1 minus y1 is 7. So 7 divided by x2 is 1 again, x1 is 0.6. So it is minus of 1 minus 7 is minus 6 divided by 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. Minus into minus becomes plus, so it is 6 divided by 0.4 simply. To remove the decimal, multiply by 10 and divide by 10, it is 60 by 4. So 60 divided by 4 is 15. So the electric field value in the D region is plus 15 volt per meter. So these are the electric field values. We have to find the electric field values in the region A, B and C, D for the plot 1. Next question is to plot the electric field for the figure B, and we have to plot in the with respect to function of x. So let us proceed with the figure number B. The figure B is given like this, and again we have to go for the electric field value. It is minus dV by dx. You have to go for the region slope 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So from 1 to 2 in the region 1 to 2. Sorry, 0 to 1 first. So you have to go for the region 0 to 1. So in the region 0 to 1, this is my initial point and this is my final point. So the slope is like this. Initial point is 0, 0 and final point is, it is 1 in the x-axis and 30 in the y-axis. So it is 1, 30, which is for this E value is minus of change in the y value. Change in the y value, it is 30 minus 0 divided by change in the x-axis 1 minus 0. So it is minus 30 by 1, which is minus 30. for the region 1, and the value here is, it is x in centimeters they have given, and y value is volt. So it is, the unit is volt per centimeter. For the first region the value is minus 30. So we will move on with the second region from 1 to 2. 0 to 1 is over, next 1 to 2. For 1 to 2 it is sloping in the either side. So initial point is here, which is 1 in the x-axis, 30 in the y-axis. So it is 1, 30, and for this point it is 2. The x-axis value is 2, y-axis again 0. The y-axis it is 0. So 2, 0. So when you go for the difference value, it is E equal to minus of change in the volt is y-axis, 30 minus 0 divided by change in the x, 1 minus 2. So it is minus of 30 by minus 1, which is minus 30 by minus 1, simply 30, again volt per centimeter. So next for the region 2 to 3. See 2 to 3, you can see that there is no slope at all, then it will be obviously 0. Then E is equal to minus dV by dx. Change in the x value, see x value it is 2, 3. So 3 minus 2, and in the y value it is 0 itself. For y axis the initial point is also 0, final point is also 0. So it is 0 minus 0, which is simply 0 here for the second region 2 to 3. For the region 2 to 3, it is, the electric field value is simply 0. So next for the region 4 to 5. Sorry, it is 3 to 4. So for the region 3 to 4. 3 to 4, see the slope is like this. The initial point is here, which is 0 in the y-axis, x-axis it is 3. So 3, 0. And in the, for the final point, this is the ending point at 4. So at 4, the x-axis value is 4, y-axis value is minus 30. So you have to write it, E is equal to minus of change in the y value, final value minus initial value. So minus 30 minus 0 divided by 4 minus 3, which is minus of minus 30 by 1. So minus into minus becomes plus 30. This is the electric field value for the region 3 to 4. For 3 to 4, the region value is plus 30. So next for the region 4 to 5. So for the region 4 to 5, the slope is like this, and the initial point is 4, minus 30, and the final point is 5, 0. So when you subtract this, it is minus dV by dx. So minus of in the y value, minus the in 0 final value, minus 30. So 0 minus of minus 30 divided by 5 minus 4. So minus of this, minus into minus becomes plus. So it is 0 plus 30 divided by 5 minus 4 is 1. So you have one more minus here. So 30 by 1 is simply 30 and 1 minus. So it is minus 30. So the E value for the region 4 to 5 is minus 30. It is again volt per centimeter. So it is volt per centimeter. So we are going to plot these points here in the graph along the x-axis. So what is the points here? For 0 to 1, the electric field value is minus 30. So for 0 to 1, the electric field value is minus 30. So it is here. And for 1 to 2, it is plus 30. So for 1 to 2, it is plus 30. And for 2 to 3, it is 0. 2 to 3, it is 0. And for 3 to 4, it is plus 30. For 3 to 4, it is plus 30. And for 4 to 5, it is minus 30. So it is for 4 to 5 minus 30. So when you join this on the whole, see, let me start from 0. It is like this.